let's start with you, John. How would you rate Jubilee's 2 years in power? Let's start from there and hopefully end with the positives.
Rating Jubilee, 2 years of Jubilee's leadership, I think disappointing and frustrating to the supporters of the coalition. I would go on and on. There are so much failures of the Jubilee government that I don't know from where to start and end. But let me start with the recent and the most talked about issue of insecurity. Within the last 2 years, we have lost close to 500 Kenyans on insecurity-related matters. From the West Gate, 76 people we lost at the West Gate, to Mpeketoni, where we lost over 60 people, to the Mandera bus attack of 28 people, 22 people in Kapedo the same month. Later, Mandera, Kwari, 36 people. Recently in Garissa, we lost 148 people. But that is besides other other security-related incidences. We've had some previously in Garissa, some in Mandera, Isili. I can go on and on. We had cases even at Gikomba. Remember early last year we had issues in Bungoma and Busia where people were massacred at night. And I would tell you there are a lot of failures in terms of security. But what is more worrying is the response to the same from the executive, up from the president to the lowest officer in the security sector. I want to also add that corruption is at its all-time high in this government. Something that has not, in this country, something that has not been witnessed in a couple of years. Unemployment has hit the highest level imaginable, even despite the promises of the Jubilee administration when they were coming to power. I would talk about the agricultural sector. We were promised 1 million acres to be irrigated by this government. They have only attempted to irrigate about 10,000. At that rate, you require 100 years. I don't know who would be patient enough to wait for 100 years of Jubilee administration to realize that dream. I would also talk about ethnicity. The appointments. Look at all the lucrative parastatals in this country are now in the hands of just 2 communities.
There was a heated debate over JSC in the National Assembly last week over the same.
Yeah, and I'm happy that the committee where my friend Priscilla Nyokabi sits, where she's the vice chair, brought a report to Parliament where they also acknowledged that the appointment is following ethnic lines, and they were worried that that should not be continued. But instead of taking the bold step of rejecting the appointment by the president, I was disappointed that they recommended that next or future appointments that they will be more careful. You wonder why they didn't start with this one. But anyway,
that's a good point.
Accepting and apologizing to Kenyans through their report that was not good enough.